Alright, I promised I wouldn't update until my tobacco flowered, and the tobacco's flowering. But first I'll talk to you about my Virginia creeper. I planted 4 Virginia creeper around my penitentiary fence here 3 years ago, and I've been struggling to grow this stuff. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I started fertilizing it 2 years ago, and it's really helping. This one was dead. I thought it was never going to come back, and it's just starting. So this corner is going to be covered. This side here is starting to cover really nicely, and that corner as well. And these ones are doing real well. So this one's the best. It's actually doing the wire and everything. Barbed wire, yeah. Don't ask. But my little penitentiary compound will be covered, and we'll have privacy soon. My Eskasoni tobacco is flowering, which means I have to cut these flowers off to make sure the tobacco doesn't stunt its growth. But I will keep these 2 here flowering for seeds. And speaking of tobacco, I had these tobacco plants in my greenhouse with the peppers and tomatoes, and somebody on the NSAG, Nova Scotia Association of Gardening, told me that if you mix tobacco with peppers and tomatoes, you can give them a sickness. Well, I think she was right, because my peppers have been stunted ever since I separated them. They have, one of the symptoms is like this, you know, leaves that are all bubbled up and stunted, especially this one. You know, it's stunted. They have the same symptoms, all of them. So good thing I took them out. Like it says in the on the internet, it doesn't kill them, but it stunts them. That's the spores from the tobacco, I think they said. But anyways, I separated them, and some of my peppers are flowering. This one's flowering, so I might get 1 pepper out of this batch. My pansies, I've been dressing my dishes with them. Here's some parsnips. I just side dressed them with sheep manure a couple of days ago. Here's my mint that I steep with my chaga. Look at my green beans. Oh my god, my daughter's been waiting for this for like a good week and a half now. They all flowered, so they're all beaning now. So we're gonna have tons of beans. I don't know if we can eat this all, so I'll share them with my elder. There's my Kentucky pole bean, doing really good. My strawberries, this is the first year, so nothing's gonna happen. They're just gonna root. Next year, hopefully, we'll get fruit. I've been eating peas for 2 weeks now. So this is my first successful crop in the spring, are peas and radish and turnip. The collards are just coming out. This plot has been struggling. So I'm getting the impression that Cape Breton, the weather is too... it fluctuates too much from cold to hot in the beginning season to grow something decent that can tolerate that kind of stuff, unless you want to cover it or uncover it or build those hoops and whatever. I mean, it looks like I have a lot of time for all this stuff, but I'm trying to do it in less time possible and as most efficient possible, so I work less. And this is my setup and the way I like it, and I don't feel like messing around with testing soil and doing this and that. I just want something that works for everything. And so far I find that peas grow like crazy down here. So I'm gonna plant another succession in about a week. When I take those radish out, I'm gonna replace those with peas so I can have a real good source of them. This plot here has been full sun all summer. I've been experimenting with a lot of things. Like this kale here has been struggling the whole season. My chard, don't even think about it. So I said to hell with it. I planted zucchini and those are coming out. So I planted a lot more all over the place. So after I'm done with the peas, zucchini is going to grow here. Nice tobacco, eh? Crazy. I thought the flowers were pink though. Maybe they changed colors and they're just starting. But it's pretty cool. I don't even smoke tobacco, but I just like growing it. I offer it to the sweat lodge and it's ceremonial, eh? It's got nothing to do with selling cigarettes or that kind of stuff. So, if we go into the greenhouse, my tomatoes are doing wonderfully. They've all flowered. I've got some fruit coming up. Usually at this time of year, I'm starting to just put them in pots and in the greenhouse. So I am a good month ahead of anything I've ever done in gardening. So I must be doing something right. They're about 3 feet, 4 feet tall now. Somebody told me about trimming the beginning of the tomato and they go crazy and they grow like 8 feet and stuff. This is tobacco I'm drying. I'm going to offer it to my friends at the sweat lodge. And, oh, these cucamelons, I'm telling you. I had some grown in the house. I tried to harden them outside, and they just withered and died. I think it was too cold. And so these guys, I put them in my garbage wagon on the side, which I'm going to show you, which is pretty cool. And I noticed they started hardening and coming up. So I planted them again. So this is the 4th time I tried these particular cucamelons, and they're just starting now with all this heat being in the greenhouse and all that. And these are the ones that I just seeded in the greenhouse. And they're actually about the same size. These ones, I started them in May, and they're just this big. And these ones, I started them about, I would say, 4 weeks ago in the greenhouse. And I've got 2 more in here in the little tray. So cucamelons, you need hot, hot, hot weather. That's what they like. Cape Breton is not the place to grow cucamelons. Unless you have a greenhouse, of course. And my cilantro that I've been eating my sweet peas with tastes amazing. Every morning I come in the greenhouse and I have a little piece. I just break it off and I eat it twice a day. It's really good. Somebody tells me it cleans the blood. This older lady I met on the train going to Ottawa, she told me to grow cilantro. So that's what I'm doing. This is my garbage wagon. This is where I put all my stuff that I, doesn't want to grow, whatever. Well, this is red lettuce that didn't want to grow in the full sun's plot. And this is chard that I threw away. And my garbage wagon is going to give me a meal pretty soon. So I think everything that I'm trying is kind of working. So next time I try to grow lettuce like I did in the front, instead of putting it full sun, I'll put it on this ledge here in my microclimate. Maybe it'll grow better with just a couple hours of sunshine, because this is doing fine and it's kind of in the shade all day. So I'm learning, experimental plots. I'm learning. And look at the way my plot is growing here. Did you notice everything is bigger to the left but smaller to the right? Do you know why? It's because the sun hits that corner more during the day than in the beginning of the morning. So next year I'm going to have to plant that plot the other way. Instead of having it vertical, instead of having it horizontal planted, I'll have to vertically plant it so everything grows pretty much even. Pretty cool, eh? So, well, almost 10 minutes. You can't shut this Frenchman up, huh? That's where I'm at. My kids love doing this too. They're eating for free. Even when I'm losing, I'm winning. It's pretty cool.